Good morning, my big dog lovers. Happy to see y'all again this morning. We're finishing up our walk this morning, and we wanted to give you guys some more updates. Had a couple comments that I think were very, very helpful, and wanted to talk about that. So, anybody who's never seen our videos, this is Storm, the Rottweiler there, and this is Rain, the Cane Corso. Let's turn around, guys. We can go back to the house. Yeah, he's our 1-year-old Cane Corso and our 3-year-old Rottweiler. And she's a female Rottweiler, quite feisty. If you've seen my videos, you know what I'm talking about. And he's kind of the calm, cool, collected. But when he gets excited, he's super excited, kind of Cane Corso. And so yeah, today I wanted to kind of do some shout outs a little bit for some of the commenters. I really appreciate your comments, and they're very helpful. I always say in my videos that this is sort of a community effort because I'm not an expert. I try to share what I know and share what my experiences are, but for the most part, I'm willing and open to hearing all advice that could help me raise my dogs and even help other people who have big dogs or aspire to have big dogs. They just not sure how to take care of them because they're not like little tiny things where you can just pick them up, put them in the basket, and feed them and bring them home and let your kids pet them. Let's go pee pee, guys. Come on. Let's go pee pee. Come on. So we're at one of our designated pee pee spots, and so sometimes they can't really hold their pee, so I let them go in the grass. And we've got a lot of gophers out here. Morning. How are you doing, neighbor? And so yeah, we take a moment during this walk because we've had some accidents here where he just poops in the middle of the street. We're calling it street pooping, or we call him a street shooter. He's a straight street shooter, and he'll do it while he's walking. He won't even hardly squat. It'll just come out while we're walking like a horse. So, all right, you guys are not doing anything. Let's go home. Yeah, so they're at the end of the walk, they're like this. They're a little bit more compliant. They'll walk with me instead of kind of want to take the lead. Especially her, she's more of a dominant personality. So she's doing it now, though. Actually, you see that? See, that leash is getting tighter, but very trainable. She'll listen to me when I tell her to slow down and take it easy. But that's kind of the nature of this kind of dog, or at least the female Rottweiler. She just seems to want to always have that competitive edge compared to him, and that's something that you need to really kind of take in consideration when you're getting a female Rottweiler. Is sometimes they can be very dominant, and it could be a problem if you don't prepare for that or make sure you have systems in place that they don't hurt each other. Because if you have a smaller dog that's paired with her and she's dominant, and the smaller dog is also dominant, now you have a situation where there's a power imbalance there, where one's stronger than the other and they both want to go at it and they can hurt each other. So that's why we got this guy. One of our main objectives was to get a dog that had a good temperament, that could handle her, be big enough to handle her, and be calm enough to not cower down. And so he's absolutely perfect for her. Where's he at? He's absolutely perfect for her because he meets all those qualifications. He's calm, cool, assertive. He doesn't back down. That's probably common to the whole Cane Corso breed. But he's bigger than her. He outweighs her about at least 15 pounds right now. And he's about 125 pounds, and she's about 110. But in her mind, she does not care. She's gonna try to dominate, regardless of how big the other dog is. But given his size, though, when she does launches her attacks, because what she does is she'll jump on their backs, uh, ram ram into them real fast, jump in the air and do like boxing matches. But his size starts to kind of show through, and she can't knock him around like she did, especially when we first brought him home. He was only like 60 pounds or 50 pounds, as a 4-month old. So he wasn't that big. And at that time, she could easily kind of knock him around and let him know that she was the boss. But now he's got the size. And the other thing with her, she's super emotional, right? So if she feels like she's not going to win, then she'll kind of like get disinterested and walk off and be a little emotional about it. So I think we made the right move. And a shout out to Ozzy, Cane Corso, and his family, because they were the one that turned us on to the breeder for finding him. And so we had to drive all the way to Cali, SoCal, to pick him up. So from Texas to SoCal and then back. So it was a nice little trip there. Yeah, that's a big story that we can tell about. Maybe I'll wait till wifey gets in and we can both break that down for y'all. But back to the comments, though. I just wanted to also give a shout out to one of the commenters. I think his name is Chris, or her name is Chris. Their name is Chris. I don't know their pronouns, but if they even care about that. Some people are like offended because I even said that, but I'm trying not to be offensive to anybody. So whatever. I just want to give a shout out to that person, Chris. They, like I said, I always ask the community to give me advice, and that person came through and gave me a lot of good advice about socializing her, because we're in the process of socializing our dogs to other people. So as you can see earlier, when we had that potty break, I was also trying to stay clear of our neighbor walking by too, so that they don't react to it. But at any rate, Chris mentioned that we could ask our dog sitter, since she's got so much experience with dogs. And it's like, those are the silly things that you kind of don't think about. I say silly, but I mean, it's obvious that I should have done that, but it took someone to kind of say, hey, dude, look what you got already in front of you. And I'm like, oh, thanks. I should have known that, but I didn't. Thank you so much. So that was a great comment, and I did exactly that. And it resulted in a huge, long conversation with tips to help socialize our Rottweiler, because, again, she's the one that's a little bit more feisty, and it's going to be a little more difficult to try to socialize. So just to kind of share with some of her suggestions was, the first thing she asked me is, how do they behave with by themselves as opposed to together? And that's a good point. How do your dogs behave together, and how do they behave separately? Because sometimes being together, they act different than they're when they're separate. So maybe one of the approaches is to try to, instead of socializing them both at the same time, because remember, what really kind of drove me to do this is that interaction we had with my former CrossFit coach. And come on, guys. And I didn't like that, because I felt like she was no threat, and they should have known that. My dog should have been like, hey, let's go. Dad's happy. He's talking to somebody who sounds like it's a friend. But instead, this girl here lunges out at her as if she was going to bite her, and there was no threat there. But so she overreacted. And so, anyways, that wasn't a good thing. So I felt like we needed to start working on that. Well, and like I said, the other negative thing was he watched the whole interaction and learned from that, and that made me scared because I didn't want him to learn bad habits from her, you know, because the bad habits tend to propagate much faster and much easier than the good ones sometimes, because they're often more exciting. So we made it home now, so we're gonna take these collars off, and we hit. Oh, look who's out here! What's up, little Missy? What's up, girl? This is Missy Misdemeanor. I never introduced her because I'm starting off with the big two. Uh, but we are going to start introducing little Missy. She's showing up in our videos. Hey, what's up, girl? What's up, Misdemeanor? Stormy, come here, baby. Let's take your collar off. So this is Missy. I'll tell you more about her later. But let me take these collars off these dogs. Oh man, I don't know if I can with one hand. Here, let me let you sit on the dog real quick. All right. All right. Almost got it. So while I'm doing this, check out that brindle pattern there. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that pattern great? He is not the best with taking his collar off. Pull your head up, boy. Look at how beautiful his color is. There we go. Now let's look at how beautiful this dog's color is on her back while I take her collar off. Look at just midnight black. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, you're much easier though. You do not mind taking off collars. And so yeah, I have their little glow in the dark. Um, wait, come here, we're not done. We have the glow in the dark collars here to help with visibility because sometimes we'll start really early and it's still dark outside. So like I said, the Chris encouraged me to reach out to our dog sitter about how we could socialize our puppies, and she gave us great advice and said that maybe I should try to socialize them separately first. Oh, little Missy, you got sticker in your feet? No, and see how they do separately as opposed to together. Okay, they're both doing their business over there, so we're looking at Missy now. Mr. Meaner Missy, yeah, Mr. Meaner Missy. Ooh, yeah, that's my little girl. Yeah, so she's female. She's a mix. She's Pekingese, Puggle, Beagle type mix. Very sweet dog. She's an OG, so she's the oldest of all the dogs. You can see her. She's got a little gray on her face. But has been such a wonderful dog for the family. So we went from little tyke to big dogs. Looks like they're both having to take care of business. Like they do these walks, and if they come home and they just want to let loose, or they want to let loose during the walk. So we're not going to focus on that too much. We don't want to get flagged this morning. um, okay, well she's still going at it. Let's look at the Cane Corso then. Big boy, look at that Cane Corso. What's up? What's up, Cane Corso? What's up? So the other thing our dog sitter said is she's willing to help us out. So we have a food truck park in our area. Are you following me? Yeah, you're following me. Yeah, you're good. You got good recall too. This guy, just to say something about this guy, and maybe it's probably common to this type of dog, but they are very concerned about you. So if you want a dog, I think that's a mole mound or something. Yeah, we've got issues back here. But if you want a dog that's gonna continue, oh geez, these gophers are going nuts right now. This is a gopher hole. Oh, and it's open too. Okay, we're gonna take care of that in a minute. I got something for that. But these dogs will stay by your side, and they don't like being too far away from you. And you know, everyone else, all the other dogs will be in the living room chilling. Yeah, you smell that gopher? Yeah, yeah, I know. I know. I'm gonna take care of that in just a second because they will tear up your yard. So they dig these piles and then they cover your grass, and your grass dies from lack of sun. And but we live in an area where it's sandy soil, so it's so easy for them to dig, and they have no problems digging. Yeah, so the Cane Corsos, they will stand by your side. They do not like, if you try to go to the bathroom, they're like, where you? They want to know where you are. They want to come with you, and they'll go outside for a minute, then they'll burst in the house. Where you at? Where you at? Are you okay? And they're like, everything's fine, dude. Go outside and play with everybody else. And they're like, okay, okay. We just want to make sure you're good. That's all. We'll make sure you're good. So this behavior that you're seeing now, where he's kind of following me around a little bit, uh, that's just kind of his protective, making sure everything's cool. And but he'll go off and play, but he will not go too far. He needs to make sure that. And I don't think it's like some unnatural attachment. I just think that's how they are. I think they just want to make sure, because he will, these two stay at home throughout the day by themselves for hours until the dog sitter gets there with her too, and they do fine. So, but when you're here, they want to make sure you're okay. So the dog sitter offered to even have her husband and meet us at one of these food truck parks where it's kind of an open area, dog friendly area. Maybe we'll take Storm. I'm gonna try to probably pick up a muzzle today just as a backup and muzzle her. And the good thing about having her meet us there is it's a new location. Um, Not only that, it's they never met her husband, so it'll be a new person, and but they know her, and so there's going to be a lot of positive acceptance between between her and us, and so we're just adding hey, no be biting too much. Yeah, so that's how she plays. She will bite his neck, pull on it, bite on his feet, legs. She's not truly biting hard, but that is part of how they play. I've been explaining that quite a bit lately, just to kind of help people out. And she has to mediate sometimes. She'll get in the middle, which I don't quite like sometimes, but you see how the Rottweiler respects her. You see that? See, she's like kind of being very, very cautious not to disobey her, but because she's been around. Hey, as I'm speaking about that, and then they have a little interaction there. But we try to watch out for her. But you see how the respect is there because Missy essentially raised Storm. So you see that respect there? A lot of respect for her. Now he, on the other hand, he was, like I said, he was 4 months old. He was 4 months when we got him, so he doesn't have that same level of absolute respect like Storm does. But he's not trying to hurt her either. But you can see how he doesn't like watch for her like Storm does. But yeah. So this is more of their exercise for the morning. So the plan is to meet up with her and her husband this hopefully this weekend, and I'm gonna try to film it if they're okay with me filming there. Maybe she even let me put a plug in for her business because she is just absolutely top notch. And so I mean, just for her to want to meet with us, just to give us an opportunity to socialize Storm, that shows how much she cares for our our dog and how much she cares about us as a customer. And you can't ask for anything better. So, and I've said this before, she's just worth every penny that she charges. So, but it was golden for one of our commenters to suggest that, because that led to a whole conversation to something that I think is be very, very helpful. Because once we get her used to going out and socializing in a comfortable environment, it's new, but still familiarities there. People that she knows, people that she loves. I think we can kind of move from that to something more challenging before we hit the Home Depot and Lowe's is up with random people with no muzzle. Let's try um, something secure and safe and close by the house, and then we'll move forward. Oh, look, we got all kind of wildlife out here. We got a frog going underneath there. We got a snail that's tearing up my door. But anyways, we have a good weekend coming up. Hopefully, it's we're celebrating Veterans weekend, and I think there's a lot of activities going on. So I'm not gonna say a whole lot more. I think we'll save the rest of the discussion for our next video. We'll cut it off at 20 some odd minutes. I think that's good enough. All right. Well, Storm, you want to say goodbye? You want to say goodbye? No, we'll let Missy say goodbye. Say goodbye, Missy. Say goodbye. Say I love you. I love you. Oh,